Hello, guys. Now, if you are truly a mathematical person, a mathematics person, I'm sure you would have come across one or two of these questions before. In fact, if not all of these questions before. Yes, do you know why? These questions are very, very popular because they are some of the most controversial questions you find on the internet because these questions have different answers and people will be wondering that which is correct. This first question here, many people got -5, many people got 7. Which of these is the correct answer? This one is even the worst, is the most popular because this one caused a lot of argument online. In fact, you see a phone will give you an answer different from what a calculator gives you, and a lot of confusion. Which is the correct answer? We're going to learn that in this video, and this also very, very scary because of this power. Some basic errors from this power, you get either 7 or 8. But one of these answers is the correct one, the other one is very wrong. How are we going to know? Just calm down and watch this video to the end and make sure you subscribe because I have a lot of cool stuff like this for us to learn. Very cool stuff. So subscribe, comment, and like. Thank you very much for that. Now let's go to the first question here. Here we have 1 plus square root of -2 squared times 3 equals what? Now, how are we going to solve this question? Of course, we're going to follow PEMDAS. Okay, throughout, we're going to be following PEMDAS. It's PEMDAS that's going to determine our solution. Let me write it out. PEMDAS is what determines our solution. Follow the order of operation correctly. So what we're going to be doing here is that we are going to be doing the exponent first. Here we have -2 to the power of 2. That's exponent. We are going to be doing that first. Okay. So here now we're going to have 1 plus square root of -2 squared will give us what? -2 times -2, which is what? 4. Because the minus and the 2 are both squared. So we'll multiply them twice. We have square root of 4 times 3. Right? This is the correct thing to do. Now, one mistake that people made was that they did something like this. -2 squared. Then they say square root cancels square. Okay, because of the equation, they are used to equations. When you square both sides, it just cancel out and all that. Though this is not 100% wrong, but by doing this, you are going to be missing the second solution. Don't forget that square root has will give us plus or minus. Okay, this square root will give us plus or minus. But when you just cancel this square root, we'll be left with just one answer, one solution. Where this square root gives us two solutions. So you're going to be missing the other solution by doing this. It's not like it is 100% wrong mathematically, but you are going to be missing the other solution. So please let us do something like this. Let us try to do it accordingly. Okay, so the next thing to do from here now is, okay, we're still going to be doing the exponents because this square root is also an exponent, a fractional power. So the next thing here will be 1 plus square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. Plus or minus 2 times 3. Now, I intentionally put that plus or minus because in many of our simplifications, we used to skip the negative answer. We should put just plus. We should make use of just the positive answer. But square root of 4 is actually plus or minus what? 2. Gives us two solutions, which we are going to miss from doing it this way. So let's continue. It means we're going to have two solutions here. It means this one will be 1 plus positive 2 times 3 or 1 minus 2 times 3. We're going to be having two solutions because when it is positive, plus times plus is plus. When it is negative, minus times plus is what? Minus. 1 minus 2 times 3. We're going to be having two solutions here. Okay. So according to PEMDAS, the next thing we're going to be doing here is multiplication. Multiply and divide. There's no division, so just multiplication. So here we have 1 plus 2 times 3 is what? 6. Or then here, what we're going to do, we have multiplication here also. 1 minus 2 times 3 is what? 6. So here we're going to have 1 plus 6 is what? 7. Or 1 minus 6 is what? -5. It means that both -5 and 7 are the correct answer. Even though earlier I said that one of them is correct, but that was a mistake. This first question here, these two are the correct answers because of this square root. So if you got -5 as your answer, you're correct. If you got 7 as your answer, you're correct, depending on how you do it. Don't because of some time you might follow the wrong process and get something like this. But once you follow the right process, if you get -5, you are correct. If you get 7, you are correct because those two are the agreed solution to this, the accepted solution to this because of the application of this square root. But if that you did it this way, then only the minus that you are going to have. So you have one of these answers. But if you do it this way, you see that the two answers are what? Correct. Now to this question. This question is the most controversial of the three. Very, very controversial question. Because when you look at it now, you see that this question, when input on a phone, okay, the phone gave an answer of what? 9, while the calculator gave 1. Which of this is correct? How will we know the correct answer? Now, the correct answer to this, how are we going to know? We have to follow PEMDAS, okay? When we follow PEMDAS, PEMDAS tells us that we should simplify the parentheses first, okay? That means this in the parentheses, we are going to be simplifying first. So we're going to have 6 divided by 2 into bracket. 2 plus 1 is what? 3. So 6 divided by 2 into bracket, what's 3? Following PEMDAS. Now, from here is where the controversy arrived from. So here now, what are we going to do from here? Are we going to be multiplying here, or are we going to be dividing first? Now, this is where the controversy comes from. The correct thing to do here is to follow PEMDAS. That is, we are to divide here before you multiply. Yes, this is where the convention comes from this bracket. Go and watch my previous video on BODMAS. I explained this very well. Now, I said in that previous video that whenever you have a bracket that can't be simplified, that has been simplified and can't be simplified, it is working as a multiplication 100%. This bracket has fulfilled its duty of grouping, nothing else to be simplified. So it is now 100% multiplication. It's not a multiplicator, 100%. It means we can rewrite this as 6 divided by 2 times 3 without any implication. Yes, this is what is correct mathematically. Because when people see parentheses in PEMDAS, they believe that they are to multiply in parentheses. No, this parenthesis loses its priority when it is no more simplifying, okay? When it now becomes a multiplication, it is now in the same business with this M here. Okay, the reason why it has higher priority is for grouping, simplification. Once the simplification has been done, it has lost its priority and become multiplication. So the same law is holding these two together. Are you following? So that means this one here is now times. So you have to follow the order of PEMDAS, okay? That is, you have to do the division and multiplication from the left down to the right. When you have division and multiplication from the left down to the right, that's a correct way of doing this. Don't multiply first, please, because of this bracket. This bracket is no more a bracket, it's now a multiplier. So you will now continue this by saying 6 divided by 2. Okay, 6 divided by 2 gives us what? 3, right? Then times what? 3, which gives us what? 9. So 9 is the 100% correct answer. Now, the problem why the calculator gave 1 as the answer is because of misinterpretation. Okay, the calculator did not interpret the question very well. Okay, now, the calculator gave a precedence to something called implied multiplication. In some cases, some people give precedence, higher priority to implied multiplication. That is multiplication from brackets like this. Some people believe it is have higher priority than normal multiplication, which is very, very wrong. In fact, this can be corrected from in our scientific calculator. Now, when you check on, like my calculator for an example, there's a setting there that says implied multiplication. When you turn on the implied multiplication setting, to give you 1 as the answer. When you turn off implied multiplication setting, which is the proper way, it's going to give us what? 9, which is the correct answer. So if you follow implied multiplication, you get 1. If you are not following implied multiplication, you get 9. And not following implied multiplication is the standard way and the correct way, following PEMDAS. I hope I've cleared the hair like that. So don't make that mistake. 9 is the correct answer. So let's go to the next one. Now, this last question here, it says that 4 into bracket 4 minus 1 squared minus 4 to negative 1. Is it negative 7 or 8? What is going to be our answer here? Well, this one is actually very simple. We are going to simplify the bracket first, okay? Parentheses, we simplify it first. Then inside this parentheses also we have exponents. So let us simplify the exponents, okay? So here we're going to have 4 into brackets. Now, negative 1 squared gives us negative 1. Okay, negative 1 squared is not equals to 1. Please, it is very, very wrong. Because this square is affecting 1 alone, not minus. So this is like saying negative 1 times 1. Okay, this 1 that is squared, not minus. So it gives us negative 1. That's the answer. But if it was written like this now, it means you multiply this twice. That's only when you can have 1. Okay, so the answer here is negative 1. If you got 1, you would have gotten one of these wrong answers. Then minus 4 to the power of, don't forget 2 to the power of negative 1. According to the law of indices, it becomes a fraction. We have 1 over 2. That's negative power becomes fraction. So let's continue. Here now we have 4 into bracket. Don't forget negative power becomes a fraction here also. So here we have 1 over 4, then minus. Don't forget fractional power again stands for root. So 1 over 2 stands for square root of 4, right? Which gives us what? 2. So continue from here now. When you solve this bracket, this fraction here, you're going to have negative 7 all over 4. So 4 cancels 4. Therefore, you have negative 7 as your final answer. This is the correct answer. The reason why some people got 8 is because of they got 1 as this power, negative 1 square as 1. That's why they got 8. But negative 7 is the correct answer. Please, if you know you have learned something in this video, please subscribe to my channel to learn more cool stuff like this. Make sure you share and hit the subscribe button. Till I come your way next time. Bye-bye.